Welcome, guys. Welcome, Robin and Kaushik, to Quick Analysis Vallabh. So today we'll be previewing the CSK season, and we'll talk quickly about the last season, how it went, and all the stuff. So welcome, Robin. Welcome, Kaushik. Hope you guys are doing good.
Yeah, we are good. Hope you are doing well.
Thank you, thank you. Good to be back after so long here.
Yeah, the busy person. Right. Uh, Yeah, so let's start with the basic stuff, right? So last season, you finished ninth, which is very rare to see from CSK. And also, right, there was a mid captaincy change from Jadeja to Dhoni, and people also thought that there were no good relations with Jadeja once it's done. So all went through, and CSK again they performed quite well in the auction, right? So Robin, share your thoughts like how the last season went.
Yeah, so it was horrible to be honest. So because nothing went our way from the start. I guess the first game against KKR was, the middle order issues were prominent in the first game itself. The batters could just the middle order just couldn't get going, and it was just too slow in the middle. And with Rituraj Gaikwad at the top also failing, it just added up to the horribleness of the season. So hopefully a good season in 2023.
Right, Robin. Right. So, Kaushik, you want to add anything on the previous season?
Previous season, yeah, the things didn't go well, especially in the bowling department. It was quite difficult, especially the kind of Indian options they had, and also I think they were lacking in the spin department as well, the wicket taking department during the middle overs. So there are one two things which mattered last time, but still, almost I think CSK could have done something, but it was a 10-team league last time, so but hopefully this time they can get across the line and get to the qualifiers.
Right, done. So, the thing is, right, so after last season, are you happy with the retentions, right? So, you've released few of them, CSK have released few of them and retained, I think maximum people have been retained. So, what is your word on retentions?
Yeah, so Bravo's retention was finally the one which was due for I think for 2 seasons at least. So yeah, it was time for him to move on, and yeah, hopefully, and he did well. So at the right time. So and but I wasn't happy with the retention of Ambati Raidu because at the price he was picked in the 2022 mega auction. I don't think he justified that and justifies that in this team as well. So we could have freed a bit of purse and could have bought him quite cheaply, I guess, in the if we want to pick him in the side. So yeah, Raidu's retention was a bit surprising, but other than that, I think the retentions were good. Or yeah, that were the we all knew that they are the players that were going to be retained. So yeah, that was good.
Kaushik?
The retention, the big thing I was waiting for the retention of Jadeja because there were some rumors and all, so many noises were there. Ki kya he will be here, he will be there in CSK. What is the relationship? What is the status of the relationship between CSK and Jadeja? But it's all fine. He himself tweeted and posted in social media. So that was the big news from the retention point of view, and also Bravo as well. I think Robin is right that he stepped out at the right time, just like Pollard did for Mumbai Indians. So and couple of more like Uthappa and all. See, um, doesn't seem to they always trust the group of players they have. They doesn't like to change much. That has been the process CSK runs. So yeah, it wasn't that much surprising, but yeah, I was looking forward for Jadeja's news. So yeah, Jadeja is there. So it was pretty much that.
Right. Just as we are discussing, right, we got a big fan of Kaushik here. I just got a comment, Kaushik, big fan. Can you address your fan, Kaushik, for a few seconds?
He's my friend of mine. He's a mutual. So yeah, thanks for coming. I shared the link, so he came through that.
Right.
He's a
Yeah,
Delhi
so
fan.
Okay. Okay. So you have not shared your thoughts on mid captaincy change last season, right? From Jadeja to Dhoni again.
So I think handing over the captaincy to Jadeja at the first place was a wrong decision because he didn't looks like a captaincy material from outside at least. So and it put pressure on him, so his game was also affected. So yeah, it was, I think, the right decision to give the captaincy back to Dhoni. And if Dhoni is playing for you, he must lead the side. So I don't know why that decision was taken. So but yeah, I think Dhoni wanted to give the captaincy to someone new when he's there in CSK. So I think that was the motive, but it backfired quite badly and also affected Jadeja's game. So yeah, it was good that Dhoni took back the captaincy. So and hopefully we'll get someone good as a captain after Dhoni is gone. So let's see.
Yeah, Kaushik, anything to add on that?
Yeah, it was quite surprising as well because they also announced it suddenly. It wasn't much. There wasn't any noises before announcing Jadeja. It happened out of nowhere, so that was quite surprising, and it didn't work at all. I think because even though he was the captain, especially, I don't think so. We can even judge now that Jadeja how Jadeja did because everything happening on the field was clearly visible even from the people for the people watching at home. So it was clearly visible that who is controlling the game, who is controlling the field and everything. So looking at this thing, I think judging Jadeja was not fair, and I don't know what happened in the middle. The captaincy was taken, he was injured or whatever, but everything looked very means हायरकी जो बोलते हैं
Hmm.
कि it was a drama altogether. So but whatever happened, but at the end Dhoni take the control, means I think he was only the main man, but on paper as well he is back. So let's see किसको देखते हैं how they look at other options like Ruturaj and all, and Ben Stokes is also there now. So there are there are few players who have the leadership quality, but availability is a big issue. So let's see. But it will be nice if CSK can get a new captain in the presence of Dhoni. That will be better for them.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
and Dhoni was quite frank about that as well. Like he told in a post-match conference that he gave Jadeja the freedom initially, but he struggled a bit. So yeah, he had to take those decisions on the field. So yeah, it was a bad decision if we are being honest. So and backfired quite badly.
Right. So we are getting a quite of comments from the viewers. So coming to the first question from the viewer is, should Stokes open for CSK?
Obviously, he shouldn't bat if he's not opening. So that's that. I think he should open because CSK's batting strength is at the top. I think the middle order looks quite iffy with Raidu and aging Raidu and Shivam Dubes, and Dhoni is not at his best with the bat as well. So yeah, the Stokes should open because if he stays and gets on the crease, gets his eye in, then he can bat long and probably win you most of the games if he bats till the end.
Right. Kaushik, your thoughts on this?
Sorry, I didn't couldn't listen. Sorry.
Yeah,
No,
should
so
Stokes
I
open
was.
for CSK?
Stokes.
Yeah, should he
Stokes.
open?
See, that is the best that is the best possible position for Stokes in the top three, I think, because but there is Conway. What you will say to him, because he hasn't done much wrong. Then, but Stokes will give that. What Watson used to give. Yeah, Watson didn't bowl much at the end of his career, but still, that overseas player, overseas all rounder, because there is a impact rule coming in as well, and I don't see we will come in detail after this later. But if I see, to be honest, CSK has very minimum options to use players in that area. So looking at that, I think Ben Stokes' role will be very very crucial, and I think opening is the best slot for him. We have seen him doing well in Rajasthan Royals as well. In the middle, CSK have to get that firepower, the likes of Moeen Ali and all, who has been very much successful doing it in the middle over. So let's see if Stokes get to play. I don't think so that Stokes will be able to replicate that what Moeen Ali has been doing, but. Yeah, but what you will say to Conway? Yeah, there will be an issue about the availability as well. So it's all depend how they will manage it, and I think they are all professionals, so they will understand and they will manage it among themselves.
Right. We got another comment from the same guy saying that Rahane can be good on Chennai pitch.
Robin will like to answer this question. Mute.
I don't know why they went for Rahane, but yeah. So I guess they wanted a good Indian opener, so they went hard for Mayank Agarwal, which, if you ask me, wasn't a good decision. So, and I think if when Mayank was bought by SRH, I think they thought that Rane will be a cheap option at the top. So he can, maybe you never know with CSK, like he can come good in 1 or 2 games like Uthappa did in 2021 season, but I don't think he should play at the Chepauk pitch. So because he starts a bit slow, and if he's not in form, he can just take take up balls, and it'll put pressure on the middle order. So he shouldn't start, but if he starts, he should just bat freely, aggressively, like he used to do in his younger days. So let's see what how they use him, because Pujara was also there last season, in 2021 season, I guess, and didn't got a game. So let's see.
Right. Kaushik.
But there is no Uthappa this time, so there has to be someone who played that role of Uthappa the way I think CSK used Uthappa was very very interesting. So that is the only way Rahane can I think can be bring in the right combinations because CSK has been very good doing that in the past years. In the obviously they have been doing exactly what they are good at using the experience of the players, and Rahane's experience is invaluable in my opinion because a player like him, and especially in Chepok, I guess. Rahane's back foot game is quite strong. That is the reason he has been doing. He did well in Australia whenever he played. So, so whenever the conditions demands, because we have seen Ruturaj struggling against short ball. Yeah, it's not that obvious weakness, but we have seen him getting out against the short ball. But someone like Rahane can really tackle that problem. So I think CSK would like to use him more in that kind of situations rather than being a constant being constantly starting in the playing 11.
Right, right. So we got one more comment of your talk saying that Stoke isn't consistent with opening.
So he hasn't opened that much
Yeah,
to be consistent. If
yeah,
I mean, he scored a century against MI in 2021 while opening, so that shows his quality, and we know how capable he is with the bat. So, and opening is his best position in T20s because he
yeah.
struggles against spin initially and starts slow against spin. So, and once he's set, he can take down any kind of bowling. So I think Stokes' best position is opening. So, and he should open. And I guess
Yeah.
Dhoni will use him as an opener as well. So
Right.
And he's that kind of player, um, we are not talking about the consistency and all. We are just saying that if they have to use him, they if they need to use him, they have to use him at the opening spot. Because I think at this time of his career, the best position for him is the opening only. And a player like Stokes, when he gets going, I think he will win. I think like 4 or 5 games at least single-handedly if he gets going out of the 14 which the teams are supposed to play in the IPL.
Right, right. So let's quickly come to the auction, right? So in the auction, how are you impressed with the auction? How it went, right? So you got Stokes. Never expected CSK to get Stokes. So you got Stokes, and I think he's covering the Bravo aspect of CSK, which has been gone, because I think CSK are looking at Stokes as leg to leg replacement to Bravo.
I think they went really hard, or they just wanted Sam Curran back in the squad, so they really went hard. But Punjab Kings, as always, had a huge purse, so they just snatched it away. So Sam Curran away. So the next best option after Jason Holder and Cameron Green were bought was Ben Stokes, and they just poured in their purse and hope they just bought him in because they badly needed an all rounder, and Stokes is one of the best in the world. So it was a good decision, but I think they didn't plan initially to buy Stokes. Sam Curran was on their radar, but once he was bought by Punjab, so Stokes was the only option available. So yeah, they just went for it. And I think not he's not a I think in my opinion he's not the like to like replacement to Bravo, but someone who can bat and give you a 2-3 overs anywhere. So yeah, a utility player like all the CSK all rounders that Dhoni likes to have in his options.
Basically,
So
basically an upgrade to Pretorius, in my opinion, because the way they were using Pretorius even last year, and even we have seen South Africa using Pretorius, promoting up the order in the batting. So kind of upgrade, but yeah.
Right. Yeah. So one more thing is that, right, Gaikwad. So Gaikwad needs time when he's opening, right? So do you think Stokes coming to opening, as you guys mentioned before, if Stokes opens, right? So do you think that's the time where Gaikwad gets settled and unleashes once the game goes on?
Gaikwad struggles against the moving ball, especially the left hand angle. So we saw that last year. He just struggles. He was at all places against the left arm pacer. So I think if you ask me, I'll go with Ruturaj at number 3 with Stokes and maybe Ambati Raidu opening because Gaikwad is very strong against spin. He can take down any kind of spinner. So and we need someone like that in the middle order as well. So if he bats at 3, he'll most probably be bat after the power play when the ball has stopped moving and he can just take down the spinners. And once he gets going, we know what kind of damage he can do with the bat. So let's see how he is used, and if he's in form from the start, or whether it takes like 2-3 games that he usually takes to get going. So
Right. Yeah, Kaushik, anything to add?
Uh, I think I again forgot what you asked. Oh,
You were
Ruturaj, yeah,
talking.
Ruturaj,
Yeah.
yeah. Ruturaj, yeah. So the as Robin said, I think Stokes will still. I think Stokes takes a bit of time whenever he's opening, but I think it will depend on the role they will be given by the management. If I think Stokes has the ability to even go from ball one, but then again you will see someone like Conway who has done well for both New Zealand and even CSK. So let's see what they do, because the Faf and Ruturaj combination was very very it worked really well, because Faf used to take care of his own matchups, and Ruturaj used to take care of his own matchups. So it is very important the way CSK management plans, and the role they provide to Stokes, especially if they are thinking about playing Stokes. So that will be very important. It will, I think, it will highly dependent on the role the openers will get, because if Ruturaj will be given the role of aggressor, then I think Stokes, it will help Stokes more. But uh, if we talk about the weaknesses and all, the Robin said about Ruturaj, that against the moving ball and all, that way they can, I think, exchange the roles. It will completely depend on situation, I think. But CSK would like to keep it simple. Uh, they will go through the same process. They will start with from the very first game.
Right. So we got a question from Nishita. So what are the dead bowling options CSK should look at this season, especially after Bravo is gone?
yeah,
Bravo,
so
Robin.
Yeah, so death bowling is like a concern for years now. I don't remember anyone apart from Bravo and Doug Bollinger being the death bowlers for CSK. So I mean, Shardul Thakur was bowling in the death, so you can understand the situation of the death bowling. So, but yeah, I think at Chepauk it won't be that big of an issue because I mean Stokes or even Deepak Chahar can bowl in the deaths. I mean I think they'll play one of Jamieson or Dwayne Pretorius. I'll prefer Pretorius because just because of his death bowling attributes, because he's better than Jamieson at the death, and we already have Deepak Chahar and Mukesh Chaudhary in the 11, so power play is already taken care of. And at Chepauk, even Tikshana can bowl in the death overs. I think he bowled in one or two games last season as well. So I think at Chepauk it won't be a big issue, but outside Chepauk on good batting decks it will be a big issue, and I think they'll have to compensate that with their batting. So hopefully, I mean I think Stokes will be used as a death bowler. I mean 1 or 2 overs, and Deepak Chahar if he's fit, hopefully he'll be fit. So if he's fit, he can bowl an over or two. So but if Pretorius plays, he'll be our premier death bowler because he's the like to like replacement for Dwayne Bravo. Uses that slower one, bowls wide of the crease. So yeah, he can, and he did well in the last games as well with the amount of dew that was in last seasons, and he was still nailing those Yorkers and bowled well in the death over. So I think Pretorius will be a good option, and maybe Deepak Chahar or one of Jamison if he plays, or maybe Vatisha Pathirana is also there. He can bowl those Yorkers with his sling, his action, but I think he still needs a bit of time to grow or develop as a player, and in the IPL especially. So let's see what's in Dhoni's mind. So the issue will be outside Chepauk on true batting tracks like Wankhede or even Eden Chinnaswamy. So and then they'll need to compensate that with their batting.
Right, right. Yeah. So I want Veer to get active in the
I want to
conversation.
add.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to
Yeah,
add
sure,
here.
sure. Sure.
Yeah,
Kaushik, sure, sure. Go ahead, go ahead.
the main issue. See, also for me, Pretorius is the best death bowling option. Even last season, he was the best death bowling option for CSK for, in my opinion. But the main problem remains the number of overseas players. It is going to be a big problem for them now, especially when Stokes, even a big name like Stokes, is also there in the squad. So so it will be a big problem because yeah, Bravo is gone, but then you take someone like Stokes, so it's like replacement only. I don't think so that Stokes will not be sitting out in major part of the season. So but so they have to look at the Indian options as well, because I think that one thing they lack in the auction, they should have gone. So see, there are not many options as well, because it is very difficult to get data as well in the domestic who is doing well in the death overs and all. They have, if the scouts are personally going and watching someone, then it's a different story. But there are 40 teams in the country, so कहाँ jayenge aap? So so the most important, I think Hangargekar bowled couple of very good overs. I'm just saying, he's still very raw, definitely, but he bowled a couple of really good overs in the death against Assam in the semi-final of Vijayadhar Trophy. I saw that live. So if they want to have an Indian option, I think he can be that. And Deepak Chahar also was very good after the injury, or whatever he bowled in between. I forgot against which team or which series it was, but. He was coming from an injury, and he bowled really well in that series as well. So these two players have to step up, I think, if they are given opportunity. I haven't seen much of Mukesh Chaudhary in the depth, and it was quite difficult to judge last year as well because Brabourne and all. It was due factor was played a huge role, but Pretorius is the main death bowler for them, in my opinion. But it will be very difficult to fix him in the 11.
And that's
Right.
that was the advantage with Sam Curran because he could just bowl in 2 hours straight in the death over. So yeah, if and he could bat in the lower order because we already had Conway in the squad. So the opening day of Conway and Rituraj was set. So if we could have got Sam Curran, the issues of death bowling would have been at least fixed for till a certain amount. So because now with Stokes he can bowl in the death over, he can nail those Yorkers, but he hasn't bowled a lot in the death overs in T20 cricket recently, and we'll have to see how he goes, or how, even if Jamison plays, how he bowls in the death overs. Because
Right.
just you need one of your overseas pacers to just give you 2 overs in the death. So, and if any one of them can do that, that will be great.
Right, right. So, Veer, you want to add anything on that?
क्या सब कुछ ही तो उन्होंने ऐड कर दिया, मेरे ऐड करने का बचा ही क्या है।
अपना
Right,
कैमरा
done.
हाँ,
ऐड करो पहले।
एक चीज नहीं कर सकता, मुझे बुखार हुआ है तो लग रहा है मेरी आंखों में। तो एक चीज जो मैं प्रॉब्ली एक चेंज चाहूंगा, प्रेटोरियस की जगह आई वुड गो विद काइल जेमिसन। रीजन व्हाई आई वुड गो विद काइल जेमिसन, देयर आर फ्यू रीजंस कि पहला तो उसकी हाइट एक बहुत बड़ा एडवांटेज है, दैट हाई रिलीजिंग पॉइंट, ठीक है। एंड व्हेन यू आर प्लेइंग एट चपॉक ऑन अ स्टिकी surface like chapok, it is very difficult to hit someone from that releasing point, ठीक है। दूसरा, काइल जेमिसन जब आया था आरसीबी के लिए, दैट टाइम ही वाज नॉट अ वेरी गुड, आई मीन T20 बॉलर, बट ही हैज इम्प्रूव्ड बहुत रिसेंटली। इंजरी थी उसकी, बट तब भी जब वो आईपीएल में खेल रहा था, वो इम्प्रूवमेंट उसकी दिख रही थी। एंड नाउ आई पर्सनली फील कि वो, if not 100% developed, वो 75% developed है as a T20 pacer, he can।
Right.
and second, and जो दूसरी चीज है, MSD is pretty smart, and अगर उसका यूज, जेमिसन का यूज अगर मॉर्कल की तरह किया जाए ना, he'll be very effective and more effective than Pretorius, क्योंकि वो आके लंबी हिटिंग भी कर सकता है। he can use that lock handle very well more than Pretorius। तो अगर इसको ठीक ठाक यूज किया गया तो ये Pretorius से ज्यादा वैल्यू देगा।
Right, right. Yeah, Kaushik.
Yeah, I kind of agree with Inder because when he came to RCB, first first 3 games of RCB was in Chipok only. So alongside Herschel, I think he did a very good job. Yeah, with the new ball he has, that will be the strength always. But the kind of value he will add with the height, and uh, also he has a very good Yorker. But uh, the thing is his mind, because he uses it in a very minimum. He doesn't use his Yorker much. So if he thinks to use his Yorker from that height, that is, I think, close to unplayable. So let's see what CSK and the management again, whoever plays Jamison or Pretorius. I think the main problem will be there about the 4 overseas.
Right. So you need to
ऑल्सो
manage the four.
एक और चीज है, इनके टॉप में उस दिन भी हम लोग जो बात कर रहे थे, इनके टॉप में ना 3-4 लेफ्टी हो रहे हैं। दैट इज ऑल्सो अ बिग कंसर्न, दे नीड टू बैलेंस इट आउट, क्योंकि
Right,
स्ट्रेट अवे इम्पैक्ट प्लेयर का रूल भी है, टीम्स आर गोइंग टू ब्रिंग इन ऑफ स्पिनर्स, क्योंकि यू हैव नंबर ऑफ लेफ्टीज इन योर टॉप 7। तो ये भी एक इशू है। बाकी तो व्हेन आईपीएल स्टार्ट्स तभी जवाब मिलेंगे सारे के सारे।
right, right. Yeah. So one more question which we got is why did they buy Nishant Sindhu? I think Kaushik can answer this question.
Yeah, Nishant Sindhu is a proper left arm spin all rounder who can bowl left arm spin and left arm batting. And I think in one of the games, I think it was knockout. It was a knockout game for Haryana. I forgot which team they were playing against, but it was a knockout game this time in Said Mushtaq Trophy. And Nishant Sindhu was the only guy who was hitting for Haryana, and they were pretty much behind in the chase. Nishant Sindhu tried his best to bring the chase back on track. So there is no doubt there is a potential in him as a hitter, as a striker of the ball, and he's a left-hander. That's a big plus. Yeah, there is a number of left-handers in the 11, but then again you have to see who will be there in place of Jadeja in the future if you need. So it will be better if they invest on someone like Nishant Sindhu, and Nishant Sindhu has been a leader. He has a leader quality. He has won under 19 tournaments for Haryana, and he was also the captain of Indian under 19 in the absence of Josh Tool in the last World Cup. So that is a big plus. So much quality in a single player. So that's the reason. And he was also there with CSK last year as well as a support player, but he was not eligible to play because he was not eligible to give his name in auction, but he was already there in CSK camp.
Right.
So so
Yeah.
they have seen him closely. That's what I meant.
Yeah. So let's talk quickly about how happy were you with the auction? How CSK performed the auction? Did you think they covered the domestic circuit well enough for their like upcoming seasons and all?
Yeah, so with the I wasn't happy with Raidu's retention, and that's because he isn't the same that he used to be. And I mean, we saw last year as well. He just performed in like a few games only. So and he takes a big chunk of the purse as well. I mean, close to 7 crores is quite a big price. So but other than that, I think the auction went well. They really wanted Sam Curran, or they also went for Jason Holder as well. So I think they wanted someone who in the lower middle order who can bowl and give something with the bat. But after the options were bought by other players were bought by other teams, I think Ben Stokes was the only option, and he isn't a bad buy at all. A true match winner can win you games with both bat and ball. So a good buy in the auction, but I would have liked a good middle order batter in the squad, because with we have Raidu and Shivam Dubey in the middle, and I think both are not that consistent. Especially Raidu in the last couple of years, I think hasn't been that consistent with the bat in the middle order. So if he fires and bats consistently, that will be the best thing for CSK. But I think they needed to get some good Indian middle order batter who can just bat in the middle order, so and give you runs consistently. And regarding the death bowling option, I think they really weren't that concerned about the death bowling. So let's see. I was overall happy with the auction, but yeah, a good middle order batter would have been great.
Right. Yeah, Kaushik.
In the auction point of view, the main problem was that only death bowling, in my opinion, because it still can be an issue because there is no one who can be a designated death bowler, especially in the Indian option as an Indian option. So that way, I was looking at the CSK auction and I wasn't that happy. But what Robin said about the middle order option, there is a guy Ajay Mandal is there of Chhattisgarh. So he's one guy who they can use if given opportunity. CSK is not known for giving opportunity to unknown players, but it's a totally different case. They have brought someone, and I think they can give him chance. I also don't know much about him, but he also can bowl. He has took a fifer, 7 wicket haul, and a 6 wicket haul in the last 3 games of Ranji Trophy. But yeah, that's a different ball or a different ball game altogether. But we can see that his ability to bowl and his ability to bat. He didn't have that much of a over the board Saeed Mushtaq Ali Trophy, but he can hit the ball and he's a left-hander. He's good against pace, so he's that one good option which CSK can use. And also Sheikh Rashid. Sheikh Rashid was the vice captain of India in 19
Yep.
last year. So that guy is there who can play anywhere. He played in the top three for his state side for India under 19. Then again, when he made debut for the senior side, he played at six. So that's complete package. Yeah, he hasn't been that much successful. Obviously, he's at the very early stage of his career. So, but Sheikh Rashid is another guy who can be used if they want.
Right. Right. Yeah, Veer, you want to add anything on the auction?
हाँ, बस एक ही डर है जो मेरे को पता है, रॉबिन को भी अंदर अंदर वो डर है, रॉबिन बोल नहीं रहा है सामने कि स्टोक्स आ जाए आईपीएल में, और प्लस उसके घुटने का जो हाल है ठवने का, वो आके एक आधा ओवर कर दे तब रॉबिन को शांति है. रॉबिन ऑल्सो नोज दिस बट ही इज नॉट स्पीकिंग, ही इज नॉट एक्सेप्टिंग इट. बोल रॉबिन, डर तो तुझे भी यही
Yeah,
है.
so I think I think they won't bowl him 4 overs, but वो जितना भी बॉलिंग करे एटलीस्ट क्रूशियल स्टेजेस में अच्छा कर दे, एंड होपफुली स्टेज फिट, because Deepak Chair is also suddenly has become so injury prone. I mean, it looks like he bowls 1 over and just went off for 6 months. So hopefully that doesn't happen this season. So yeah, but
Not
the
just because
bowling will,
he's
yeah.
नॉट जस्ट बिकॉज ही इज प्लेइंग फॉर सीएसके, ऐसा नहीं है, बट वो किसी भी टीम में जाता, स्टोक्स एमआई के लिए जाता, आरसीबी के लिए जाता, बिगेस्ट कंसर्न वही होना था कि his turning up for the IPL, क्योंकि there have been instances when he has pulled out and
Right.
टीम सारी अगल बगल उसके अगल बगल बनती थी एंड their plans used to falter. They used to go for toss. तो यही चीज है कि he needs to turn up. He is going to be a very important player for CSK if they have to go a mile. If he doesn't, then maybe they are doomed.
Yeah, and
Right.
one good thing is that I'm very sure that he'll be used quite properly. So let's see, and hopefully he'll do well. So yeah, let's fingers crossed.
Right. Right. So, yeah, Kaushik. Before moving to the next question, you can.
The about the Deepak Char injury, I think I shouldn't say that. Nobody should say that, but I think I don't have. It's completely my personal opinion. It will be a blessing in disguise if Deepak Char again missed out. Yeah, not financially for CSK, but as a player, I
So उसकी
don't
जगह
see much
खिलाएगा किसको?
value in
उसकी
him.
जगह खिलाएगा किसको फिर?
You play Simarjit. I'm a Simarjit fan, bhai. You play Simarjit with
I
that
know.
hide in Chipok. Brilliant option.
I think there won't be any issues at Chepauk. The real test will be outside Chepauk on true batting tracks. So yeah, let's see. And if Deepak misses, I think I'll go with Prashant Solanki as the leg spin option as well. But we know Dhoni doesn't like the leg spinners that much. So
No,
yeah,
impact rule is
let's see
there,
what.
na? Impact rule is
Yeah,
there. They can use that.
the impact rule can be a blessing in disguise for us. I mean, there will be always the cases of misbalance in the batting or bowling because एक area में will be always be short. So hopefully we'll do well. We'll utilize the rule well, and I think I badly want Hunger Gaker to just play in the 11. So and if he can turn up like at least with the ball, that will be just great because that will allow a cushion, that will give Dhoni a cushion to play an extra batter or something like that. So yeah, hopefully he has developed that much that Tony and Fleming are satisfied with him and he'll start. So
Right, right. Yeah. So just wanted to ask this season. So what do you think the role of Dhoni, right? Because he's been not been playing international, he's playing only IPL. So what is the major role of Dhoni in CSK's team? Because there's no fixed position for Dhoni as of yet. So what do you think is ideal position or ideal situation for him to come to bat, or what is a major role he needs to play for 2023 season?
so if
Because
you
it may be his
so
last
you,
season also.
yeah, so just remove Dhoni for a second from the team, and you'll see how misbalanced the team is, or how all the pieces are all over the places. So he's someone who will just hold the side together because obviously we know it is his team, so he will manage it how he wants to. And considering the batting position, I think it will be like last year, and he needs to see the matchups quite well. So like in the last season against Unadkat, I mean, Unadkat is not a bad bowler, but yeah, he isn't that good at death overs. And I think, but still the target was quite big. I mean, 16 runs from 4 deliveries or 5 deliveries, something like that. So I think if he can, read his matchups quite well and just bat freely, don't take all the burden on yourself. Just don't try to play long or finish the games until there's a big batting collapse, and just play freely, play your shots. And if 1 or 2 games he gets going, I mean, that's the best thing that can happen for the side. So yeah, hopefully his captaincy value is immense. I mean, irreplaceable. No one can match him in that regard. But and if he can turn up in with the bat in like 2-3 games, that will be just great.
Right, right. Yeah, Kaushik, you want to add anything on that?
Yeah, Dhoni's role will be, I think, the most important role will be at this point of time, at this point of his career. I think it will be the last season. The main role will be how he will convert, or how he will find a leadership quality in other guys who can follow his place. I know it's a very early stage now. It's still 3 months away from the IPL, but I think he has to see someone during the season who can take his place, because we have seen with as Robin said, without Tony, I think CSK will be in shambles, because especially with the kind of team they have. They don't have the best of teams. It's only because Dhoni is there, CSK still have a chance. But if other team, like it was SRH who is having such team, I would have called they will finish at the bottom of the table. So Dhoni need to think, and I think there will be another transition in between before any mega auction happen in the future. We don't know when the next mega auction will happen, but another transition is on the card for CSK. So
Right.
for that, I think Dhoni need to see someone, a leader within this season. That will be the biggest role. And in cricketing wise, in the playing 11 role will be simple. He's irreplaceable as a captain, and he already played a couple of very good knocks in last IPL. So there's no doubt that he will be back again with the bat.
Right. Right.
Yeah,
Veer, you
and
wanna? Yes,
yeah,
Kosh. I mean,
just to add to this, because the team looks very misbalanced if you look at it. But the reason I'm being very optimistic is that Dhoni has won titles with the same kind of squad in previous years as well. So yeah, you never know with him how he'll use a player or what is in his mind. So yeah, hopefully he'll do well as a captain and as a batter.
right. Veer, you wanna add anything on that?
Um, Maybe something that won't please the CSK fans, including Robin, and that is, you know, Dhoni hasn't played any form of cricket recently. Like
Right.
from whatever I know, from whatever I've seen, he hasn't played any form of cricket, and things are going to get critical when it comes down to him, because you'll have to bat him at some place. If your wickets fall, he'll have to come in and he'll have to bat at some place. So maybe he'll play the role of Imran Khan in that '92 World Cup, who's just there for his captaincy and wicket keeping skills, no doubt. But the crucial factor is his batting, because if you are 4 or 5 wickets down and if you are chasing something around 40 in 3 or 40 in 4, I'm not sure that MS will finish it the way he used to do, because your
Right.
reflexes slow down with time. Your reflexes slow down with age. And for example, when you face someone like Jai Richardson, or you face someone like Odean Smith, who's pretty quick off the deck as well, you are going to be in trouble. It's not every day is Sunday you can chase whatever is there on the board. So maybe
Right.
this won't CSK fans, but now this is the reality and you'll have to live with it. Some day Dhoni will leave someday, and that day, the situation after that is going to be very tough before it becomes stable.
Right. Right. Yeah. So we got a question, like saying that Stokes is not a dead bowler. So remove
Question to me?
Conway for him. No, no, the normal question to everybody in the panel.
Acha.
So I don't think that Stokes is a dead bowler. So Conway might also lose his spot. What's your thought in that? So this is the question which is on your screen right now.
I think
Yeah, question.
yeah.
Yeah, question.
No, no, bolo, bolo, bolo.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
I think Conway will be benched for Ben Stokes because we just can't have Conway and Stokes both playing in the 11 because then it will be an all Indian bowling unit and with Thikshana there. So because Moin will always play and Thikshana will play all the games as well. So I think Conway will be benched. And regarding Stokes' death bowling, I think no one is a proven death bowler at CSK at this point. So it is a concern, but it has been the concern in the past seasons as well. So I think Conway will be dropped for Stokes at least in the start, and we'll look at things, or they'll look at things after that how the things will go after that. So yeah, that's that.
Yeah. Fine. Yeah, Kaushik. You want to add anything?
See, if you see overall whom he is replacing as a such a big player, bravo. Whom CSK was looking for before getting Stoke, Sam Curran. So definitely he has to bowl in the death. The both
Right.
Sam Curran and Bravo used to do that role for CSK in the past. And if Stokes has to come there in the 11, he has to do that. If he tells the management that he cannot give this much commitment, even this much commitment. To bowl in the death and all, and because we know what his situation, and also he's a captain of the England Test team and he has to be available for the Ashes, which is just right after the IPL. So if something like that happens, then only I think something else will something else CSK might have to look to. But I think as of now, Stokes will be one of those options who CSK will be relying on in the depth.
Right, right. So yeah, Veer, I have a question for you from Vivek, saying that MHD will save CSK from collapse, and he proves everyone wrong every year.
I saw CSK fans have started coming after me. I know, but
He's not a
like
CSK fan; he's a Delhi fan.
I know. You know what? Sometimes no, you'll have to accept the writing on the wall. At the end of the day, you'll have to accept the reality. Age is not on his side. He cannot save you every time. He'll save you once or twice, but he's not going to save you every time. Fine. And as far as like we realistic people know this, Kaushik knows this,
Yeah,
I know this, Robin know this. But people who are I mean diehard fans or they live in delusion, you can't just like go around like, arguing with them. Like fine, if they want to live in that delusion, it's fine. It's up to them. And as far as Ben Stokes' question is concerned, I personally feel, when you are playing at Chapok, you don't need to like exactly go for those searing yorkers. I mean, you have to play with your variations of cutters, slow deliveries, back of hands, leg cutters. So this is something Stokes can manage. Though I'm not sure that he'll be bowling at death, because his numbers at that death haven't been that good. Also, if you remember those 4 sixes by Carlos Brathwaite, nightmares for Stokes. So I don't see him bowling at death, but I see him bowling it in the middle overs and using those variations very well. So the issue starts when CSK starts playing outside, out of Chipok.
right,
That is
right,
when they face their issues.
right.
Yeah, and at
Yeah,
Chepauk, you don't really need a someone it's not necessary to bowl a pacer in the death overs, as Thikshana can also give you an over in the death at Chepauk. So as Inder said, the real test will be outside Chepauk on true batting tracks, and I think it will be a tussle between one of Jamieson and Pretorius that will bowl in the death overs. So and let's see who will bowl, because Pretorius is more suited for tracks like Chepauk, and Jamieson on true wickets like on Wankhede and Chinnaswamy or Kolkata as well. So I think they'll switch, and that's why I want someone like Rajavardhan Hangarkar to play. And if he can give at least one over, nail those Yorkers on good batting wickets, it will be a great thing for us.
right, right. Yeah. So you have anything to add on the CSK part, or can we move to the playing 11, predicted playing 11?
अरे बाप रे.
Right. So I think Kaushik, I can start with you. What will be your favorable predicted playing 11 for
अरे.
CSK?
No, no, no. Start with Robin.
No, no, I want to start with you.
I'm,
You should start.
no, no. I have to think. I think the probable playing 11, if you see the squad, see there should be a probable 15 now, I guess, because 15 players are allowed to be registered because impact rule. But okay, the starting 11, I think Ruturaj and Stokes should start. Mohali, of course, one down, then two down. Mati Raidu, three. Shivam Dubey, four down Dhoni, five down Jadeja, like that means according to situations. Then and I think it will depend on the conditions. Mitchell Santner also play or Pretorius. No, 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 not Mitchell Santner. How many overseas happened? Stokes, Moeen Ali. Yeah, Mitchell Santner, Pretorius, or at the end, at the end, Shana will be always there, and Deepak Chahar. Oh, how can I forget Deepak Chahar? Deepak Chahar at 6. Then who else? Mukesh Chaudhary.
Mhm.
Then Thikshana is there. One guy out of Pretorius and Santner.
Okay, depending on the scenarios.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah, Robin.
See,
So
they
I
can
think
they can play even
Yeah.
Conway as well because sorry, they can play even Conway as well because they can get one as a replacement, but there is no suitable bowling options like Pretorius and Sanders. That is the main problem. Indian option, because only India is allowed to
Right,
replace until and unless you are playing with three overseas.
right,
Yeah, so there are like three combinations they can go with, but I think they'll start with Ruturaj and Conway, Ben Stokes opening with someone of who will bat at three. Moin Ali or maybe Moin Ali or Raidu, one of them bat at three, depending on the left hand right hander who gets out early. Then there is Shivam Dube, and that's where my concern starts with a middle order of Shivam Dube, Dhoni, who's not in the best of forms, and Jadeja, who is not a great player of a great batter in the middle order, or hasn't done that well recently in the middle, is a is a bit iffy middle order if you ask me. And then one of Pretorius or Jamieson, then Deepak Chahar, Thikshana, Mukesh Chaudhary, and I guess that's all I think, or one player I'm
yeah,
missing. So
yeah. No, no, no.
yeah,
You
but
have covered
but I
everything.
if you ask my playing 11, I'll open with this may sound a little bit weird, but I'll open with Ben Stokes and Ajinkya Rahane. So because I think they how
Uh,
badly they wanted Mayank Agarwal, I think I think they've really realized that the middle order is a bit iffy. So if you ask me, I'll go with Rahane and Ben Stokes to open, Rituraj Gaikwad at 3, then Raidu at 4, the Dube at 5. He has to bat at 5. So and then Dhoni, Jadeja, because if Rituraj bats at 3 and Moin at 4, so Moin at 4, that just strengthens the middle order against spin. So Rituraj and Moin at 3, 4 can just give you, at least you'll be confident if they are batting against the spinners. So and then one of Raidu at 5 or Dube, whoever they want to play, then Dhoni, Jadeja, and one of the overseas all rounders. Those three can just in the last 3 overs just can swing their bat, with Jadeja being the lead batter in the death overs. And then there
yep.
is, I also want Hangarkar to play. So if he plays, he can also give something with the bat, just adds to the batting depth. And then my Tikshana, or maybe it will be a silly move, but with the quality of Tikshana, but they can also drop Tikshana and play Prashant Solanki, or with that impact player rule, and just add a batter as well. So or maybe Pathirana, who can give you overs in the death with his slinging action, and Mukesh Chaudhary at number 11. So that will be my 11. Let's see what they have in mind. So hopefully
Right.
they'll just fix the middle order issues.
Hmm. Yes. Right. Veer, you want to add on the playing 11 from your side?
Yes, my playing 11 could be, I mean, real stupid compared to the ones Robin and Kaushik made. So, my opening would be Gaikwad and Moeen Ali, Ben Stokes at 3, Raidu at 4, Shivam at 5, Dhoni at, I mean, depends on the situation. Then Jaddu, probably you have him after Dube, Dhoni. Then you come with Ravindra Jadeja, and now there is something which I want to tinker because it's Chepok. I would drop Thikshana and I would get in Prashant Solanki, and instead of Deepak Chahar, I would have Kyle Jamieson. I mean,
I
this
mean,
could
that's a
sound really stupid. This could sound really stupid, but no issue in just trying this 11, because you know why? I feel Deepak Chahar won't, I mean, have that advantage in Chipok. Yeah, when you play outside Chipok, he'll get that movement when there's a bit of moisture, he'll get it. But in Chapok, he's not going to get that advantage. So better they can go with Jemison and use his quota of 4 with two
But
two or 2-1-1.
but don't you think Jamison, instead of Jamison, Pretorius will be a better bowler at Chepok with his slower deliveries and all the variations?
He already mentioned, na. He already mentioned earlier
अच्छा.
that I
Yeah,
prefer
so
Jamison. I
वो
prefer.
इतना that वो इतना ज्यादा हो रहा था 11 में Finder का, so I just looked bad.
No, no, no. In there,
I
what
mean,
are your 4 overseas starting?
yeah.
Okay, I told you, right? Stokes, Ali,
So,
um, Pretorius, and Jamison.
all
Right.
four
acha, okay.
on both tracks or outside Chepok, you'll change some.
It only
No, no,
Tinker.
on inside Chepak only. I mean, this is when you play at
And
Chepak, not when
and for the away games,
away games. Deepak Chahar comes in and Mahesh Theeksana replaces Solanki.
Solanki.
Now it makes sense a bit.
Yeah, that
Right.
yeah, and that
तो तुमको क्या लग रहा है
and
मैं क्या ऐसा 11 बार खिला दूंगा चिपॉक के क्या बात कर रहे हो
and yeah, and you know, with the kind of injury concerns Chahar has had in the last few months or last few times, so I think they'll need to manage his workload really well, because he has been very injury prone in
भाई
the last
भाई 14 करोड़
last
ये
few
क्या
months.
मैनेज करना
16.
16.
Yeah, so and in there just benching 16. I think I missed Ben Stokes as well in his first 11. So I was
I'll
wondering,
just
yeah,
I'll just
he's just
I'll
yeah,
just
and I was
quote
just
I'll just
yeah, I
quote
was wondering that he'll just bench 32 crores, straight away out at Chepauk.
I'll just quote Brendan McCullum. I guess it was Brendan McCullum, or was it Simon Dool? I don't remember. But during the mega auction once, Simon Dool had said that it's not necessary that your costly 11 will always make it to your playing 11. Fine. When someone who has this injury issues, even walking a mile, you can make rest him for one game or two. You can try your combinations. You can try your combinations at the business end of the IPL. You can try it with one or
And
two games,
yeah,
and then you can get back to it.
with Mukesh in the side, he
दो
adds that
सीजन
power
पहले
play bowling. Yeah, and he
दो
adds that power
दो
play
सीजन
bowling as well. So we can just manage Chahar's workload in a few games if we like to, because Mukesh Chaudhary, despite all my disagreement in the last season, had bowled well. So yeah, he can give a few overs in the power play.
Right. Yeah. So I think we are pretty much done with the playing 11. So I want you to just predict me the CSK's position this time.
So
क्या पूछ लिया
my CSK bias just takes my CSK bias just takes over. I'm hopeful that there will like five games at Chepauk. Then you'll win two games against RCB, as I said last in the last question as well. So that's like 7 8 games, and एक आध इधर से just get in those wins, and in the playoffs it's like जिसका दिन रहा, the player the player from whichever side just takes off, that's the playoffs for you. So I think they'll qualify at least third or fourth.
Right. Kaushik, do you think they'll qualify?
yeah for they will qualify in top two and they will play the final.
That's a bold call from Kaushik. And Veer, be realistic.
I said in 2020
Okay.
after Chennai got out in 2020 in Dubai,
Right.
I said Chennai will win next year. So Robin is a
Okay.
what क्या बोलते हैं वो गवाह.
Proof,
Witness.
Gawah,
Yeah,
witness.
proof. Witness. Fine. Yeah, Veer, what do you think?
Wait, let me mute my notifications before giving my verdict because I know I'll be bashed left, right, and center. So, okay, like with all the sanity, with all permutations, combinations, and in all senses, I see CSK either fifth or sixth.
Okay. All permutation combinations, CSK will be fifth or sixth.
Yeah, it
Realistically,
could be
from
either
there.
fifth or sixth. Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah,
Robin
if you
has
look at the
already
squad,
started texting something. I
no,
don't
no,
know what he's texting me.
no, I'm not. But if you look at the squad, it feels that they won't qualify, but that has been Thala's black magic or Thala Juju. So
देख रहे हो अभी मानता
hopefully,
खुल
and
ब्लैक मैजिक होता है
अभी
अरे
कॉस्टली
हम तो
11
शुरू से
कॉस्टली
बोल ही
11
सकते.
का बात किया कॉस्टली 11 का बात किया 2 सीजन पहले मैक्सवेल को बता देते तो क्या ही नहीं हो जाता नहीं पंजाब का.
So yeah, and Dhoni has this, you can call it destiny or something, but I think he'll if whenever he'll leave the IPL, and I'm hoping that I'm not hoping, but I think that it will be this or the next year. I think he'll leave with a title. So And if he's retiring next year, I think CSK gonna win the title. So, and that's totally optimistic call, or just trusting the Tala Black Magic or Tala Juju. But I think they'll win the title if Dhoni is retiring next season, after next season.
Okay, all of a sudden Black Magic hits and the CSK will lift the cup.
Yeah, Shivam Dube and Ambati Raidu performing, just left, right, and center, bashing Bumrah, Archer, Jai Richardson, everyone in the Mumbai squad. So you never know what will happen. So Ajinkya Rahane playing, just giving those. I think Rahane is by. I mean, it didn't look that logical to me in initially, but I think how hard they went for Mayank Agarwal, I think they've realized the concerns in the middle order, and I think they'll open with Rahane giving and demoting everyone one position below, so their ideal position, or what could have been the position if Rahane didn't play it. So that will just give some stability in the middle order. But yeah, let's see what happens.
See, the way they use Uthappa and Uthappa delivered. So ये तो फिर भी
Right.
रहाने हैं, who is playing constantly competitive cricket since Mustaq Ali Trophy, winning trophies for Mumbai. So ये तो फिर भी रहाने हैं, he is an upgrade to Uthappa. No disrespect, obviously, but Uthappa ने perform करते तो why not रहाने?
इनका
And I think the
इशू
issue,
वही होगा ना,
yeah,
इनका इशू वही होगा ना कि इनका प्लेइंग 11 ये सेटल कैसे करेंगे, क्योंकि एक तरफ तुम्हारे पास नाजुक कली है जो हिलते साथ इंश्योर हो जाती है, तुम्हारा सारा प्लान बॉलिंग प्लान चौपट, दूसरे पास तुम्हारा डेथ बॉलर नहीं है, ठीक है, चलो चिपॉक में तो नहीं चाहिए, बाहर तुमको चाहिए होगा, तो इश्यूज हैं इनके भी, मतलब स्ट्रेट अवे प्लेइंग
चिपॉक
11
में
नहीं
भी
बना
फ्लैट
सकते।
बना दे तो खत्म।
ना वो नहीं होने वाला ना. I think CSK's issue is on the auction table because they trust their old players a lot to deliver. I mean, they'll back Raidu if he's not performing. He'll back him 14 games. And अगर वो नए players लेते हैं तो they are too young to play the IPL. So I mean, they are not buying someone who can just immediately, Indian players I'm talking about, so who can just straight away slot into the 11 and play. Because Simarjeet was inexperienced, Mukesh Chaudhary did well, but yeah, he was ready. He was one good pick, but he also needed some backing. And then we have Rajvardhan Hangargekar. They told that he isn't ready at the moment last season. Then they have Nishant Sindhu and Sheikh Rashid. I think both of them need some time to develop as well. So that's the issue. Now you either have players who are about to retire, or you have players who are too young to play the IPL. So that's the concern.
Right. Yeah. So we just got a comment for Robin. Robin with the knowledge deeper than sea. Bro, autograph. They want your
Yeah,
autograph,
Subha, Kal
Robin.
Subha. Yeah, Kal Subha, Ankit, Kal Subha.
Right. And one more comment I've got for Veer is that you're doubting Dhoni for setting the lineup.
भाई
But
माफ कर दो, मैं बंद कर देता हूँ आज के बाद, मैं एनालाइज ही नहीं
yeah,
करूंगा गेम, मेरी गलती हो गई।
yeah, but to Inder's defend, I think he really struggled a bit after Chahar was injured last season to settle the 11. So if something like that happens this year, I think he has got ample backups. But the quality of Indian bowling will hamper if someone
और
if
एक
Chahar is injured or something.
चल मैं अपना वकील खुद ही बनता हूँ, मेरे पास और एक रीजन है ये बताने का कि व्हाई देयर कुड बी सम इशू विद मेकिंग लाइनअप्स। देखो, व्हेन यू आर नॉट एक्टिव इन इंटरनेशनल क्रिकेट ना और डोमेस्टिक क्रिकेट, ठीक है, यू आर नॉट इन द स्कीम ऑफ थिंग्स, यू डोंट नो हाउ पीपल आर परफॉर्मिंग। हाँ, तुमको इनपुट्स मिलता रहता है मैनेजमेंट से, बट जब तक खुद नहीं देख रहे हो ना, अब इमेजिन मैं किसी को देख रहा हूँ कि हाँ इसकी एक दूसरे से सुन के मुझे आइडिया नहीं आएगा जो मुझे खुद देख के आइडिया आएगा, ठीक है। सो when you are not really in the scheme of domestic or international cricket, things are going to be tough. Not impossible, but tough.
Right.
But the guys they bought in the auction were in the camp last season, na?
अरे वो मैं समझ रहा हूँ, बट मैचेस में खिलाना उनको, एक 11 प्रिपेयर करना, उसके बाद इम्पैक्ट प्लेयर का रूल भी आ गया, सो इट इज गोइंग टू बी बिट टफ।
And with Dhoni, I've heard things like he only picks players who he has seen playing or performing. So I mean, he doesn't watches the footages and all. I mean, वो
हाँ,
खेती करने से
राशिद का
तो
फुटेज देख के
खेती
नहीं,
से
राशिद का फुटेज देखा ही नहीं।
Yeah.
हाय उसके एनालिस्ट ने बोला कि यार फुटेज देख के चले जाओ, इसका गूगली वर्क करता है। बोलता है नहीं मैं ऐसे खेलूंगा, बोल्ड होके आ गया। देखते तो वो कुछ भी
नहीं
नहीं है, उनको अपने
वो
मन
हुआ
से
था
नहीं
वो
नहीं
नो नहीं नहीं
नहीं,
नहीं उसमें
वो
ही
उसके बाद बोला,
saw that
बोल्ड होने के बाद बोला।
Mike Hasi told him that वो कुछ रिस्ट ऐसा रहता है in his googly, so and Rashid in his leg spin, and Rashid bowled the googly with that grip, so and Dhoni just went back to Hasi and said I'll play how I want to play, so
अच्छा
that's the
मे
story.
बी
Yeah, but
And
he doesn't watches any footages and also.
And one important thing to end it here, because uh, the impact rule जब मैं देख रहा था, because I did a couple of shows जिसके impact rule के बारे में मैं बात कर रहा था. CSK have the minimum option in comparison to any team. So by that I think it is quite clear that they were pretty much going straight forward and the orthodox way of just strengthening their playing 11 and all. The teams like SRH and Rajasthan Royals are going to run riot if they use the impact rule really well, because the kind of options they
और
have.
एक
Because we will talk more in detail about SRH when where we'll talk
और
about
एक
it.
चीज है
So
और एक चीज है जो मैं जिस पे मैं मतलब आई कैन पुट माई पॉइंट की धोनी का जो T20 खेलने का वे था, दैट हैज बीन वेरी सक्सेसफुल CSK, ही गॉट देम ट्रॉफीज। बट अभी T20 का तरीका ना थोड़ा सा बदल गया है, ठीक है। नाउ जैसे रॉबिन ने थोड़ी देर पहले बोला धोनी डजंट ट्रस्ट लेग स्पिनर्स, बट व्हेन वी वर टॉकिंग अबाउट सोलंकी, ठीक है। बट नाउ व्हेन यू सी a leg spinner starting in 11, almost every 11 you'll see that. So and there are a few more tactical things which धोनी feels कि उनके टाइम पे जो सक्सेसफुल था, नॉट
Right.
जरूरी नहीं है कि वो अभी सक्सेसफुल होगा, क्योंकि T20 क्रिकेट भी इवॉल्व हो रहा है काफी। कभी देखा नहीं था, हमने कभी नहीं देखा था कि मतलब एक बंदा ऑफ स्पिन भी कर रहा है, लेग स्पिन भी कर रहा है, राम रहीम की तरह सब कुछ करे जा रहा है। बट वी आर सीइंग दैट लियाम लिविंगस्टोन लेग स्पिन भी कर रहा है, ऑफ स्पिन भी कर रहा है, ठीक है। सो T20 क्रिकेट इज इन्वॉल्विंग। सो यही सब चीजें हैं जो थोड़ा सा डिफिकल्ट बना देती है, इम्पॉसिबल नहीं।
Yeah, and I think one
Right.
positive thing is that they have retained Solanki, so I think कुछ तो they must
हाँ
have
नहीं,
seen
सोलंकी इज अ
some.
वेरी गुड लेग स्पिनर, very good leg spinner.
Yeah, and you know with Dhoni, he's very stubborn with the players that he want to play, but I think he's very flexible about how he wants them to play. Because in 2020 season, you know, the middle order or the batting was at all places, but in 2021 he adds like Moeen Ali, he added Moeen Ali to the squad and just asked all the batters to play freely. So expecting him to do something like that this season as well. So hopefully.
Right. So as we discussed about the impact player rule, like there are minimum players with CSK. So do you guys have anything to add up, or can we wrap up?
हो गया, बोल के कितना बोल रही.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before I thank you guys, I need to thank the guys who have been up for the session. Thanks, guys. If you have not subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. We will be consistent. We will be putting up shows. Yeah. Thank you, guys.
करो
And
करो भाई का चैनल सब्सक्राइब करो, आने वाले टाइम में जॉन स्मूफा साइमन डोल ब्रेन लारा सब आएंगे इधर भाई। करो भाई का चैनल सब्सक्राइब।
Yeah. Do subscribe to the channel. Yeah.
and one more thing,
कितनी मेहनत करता है बेचारा।
if anybody comes or not, my main guest will be Veer itself.
माय मेन
My main guest will be Veer.
अच्छा ओके ठीक है।
With his camera on, hopefully.
Yeah. No,
मैं
if
कर
he-
देता, पता है,
no,
लेकिन मेरी ना आंखें चुभ रही हैं बुखार की वजह से। नहीं
Yeah. You every time, मतलब हर बार कुछ
Robin,
issue.
Robin, you need to understand. Without switching on his camera only, he got this many comments. Once he switches on the camera, everybody will comment.
Just put his Twitter in the bio or on the screen, and you'll see in this
हो
in
गया.
this tweet all over the timeline. And the
मतलब
fun
मेरे को
part will
गाली
come
खिलाने का
when
पूरा प्रबंध है मुझे गाली खिलाने का ना।
no, and the fun part
नहीं,
will be when
the-
the fun part will be when we'll talk about the Punjab Kings. So वो time
Yeah.
तो
I think we will have the
क्या
same panel because there are no Punjab fans here.
है,
yeah,
एक दो है, मैं उनको ले आऊं,
I'm
बट उसके बाद तुम लोग मुझे गाली दोगे सेशन
you
के
know,
बाद, और कुछ नहीं होने वाला।
Fine.
शुरू का चैनल का शुरू होती खत्म नहीं करना भाई.
वही
वही
तो.
इसीलिए ना, एक
Yeah.
कोई झेल लो काफी है।
वही तो. Yeah. Yeah, I think we can wrap up. Thanks, Kaushik, Robin, and Veer. We'll meet up again. Right. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Right. Bye
Thank
bye.
you, guys.